Good evening, everybody, and a very warm welcome to Ring South. And welcome. So today it's just me, and yep, just me on my own. No, just me, Susanna. No, Dave today. He's at home somewhere, I think, or wherever. I'm not entirely certain where he is today, but he's not with me today. So it's just me, and today's subject is going to be general knowledge. It's going to be basically bits and pieces and just basically anything and everything. So hello Keith and welcome to the stream and good evening. How are you? And yes, so today is going to be a bit of everything today. We'll get going shortly. We're just going to sort of see who's out and about, so we'll just give it a few minutes, see who's online, see who feels up for having a chat, and we'll get on with the stream then shortly after. Good, I'm glad you are. Let's see. Is the stream okay? Is it running all right? I'm just wondering whether it's buffering or anything like that, so I'm just wondering if there's any internet issues. I'm just going to make myself comfortable. I can't sit with a cushion behind me. I can't get comfortable. Whoop. Instead I'm going to knock the camera over. Right, so today, hello Dundee Road and welcome to the stream. It's like I said, we are... Oh, Keith, but just before I forget, how did your exhibition go? Because wasn't that this weekend you did an exhibition? I can't remember. Is it Lee exhibition, is it? Is that right? Hi John Warner, welcome to the stream. Hi Steve, welcome to the stream. That's Steve Smith, that is. Welcome to the stream. Steve, unfortunately I can't make it. I think I told you this already, but I can't make it to the Taunton exhibition. Oh, it's next weekend, is it? Oh, okay. Right, I must remember to ask you next weekend if I'm on. Good evening, JTK Models. Welcome, Stephen Ashby. And good evening. See, look, the other half of Rails and Judy is here. He's online. He might not be here in presence, but he's actually here in spirit. So, Strathmore Junction, good evening. Throw a sickie. Yeah, I can't do that now because Dave's online, so he'll know. Yeah, so if he wasn't on yet, I could have done it. I might have got away with it, but now he's on. You know, if I pull that trick, he'll know. So I can't do anything. Dungeonwood, Mother Railway, good evening all, and welcome to the stream. Dave can throw on too. Well, he probably doesn't have to work. Actually, I'm not sure what his rota is. His rota is completely different to mine, so I have no idea whether or not he's even available. So he might very well be. Anyway. So yeah, today is all about general knowledge. So general knowledge is basically I can officially throw on. Yeah, Dave's saying he can officially throw. Yeah, he can get away with it because he's a supervisor. See, I'm a driver. They need me. I'm more important. So is Dave my boss? Well, loosely. He's loosely my boss. He's more of a friend. I don't want to give him a big head. You see? So yeah. He's Peter Hampton. Welcome to the stream. Are you the Peter Hampton from some Hampton Railway, the Garden Railway? I'm her supervisor. See, he has to throw that one in, innit? He just had to put that in. I'm her supervisor. So so yeah. So yeah, he's a good guy. Actually, I like Dave. I've got a lot of time for Dave. Hello, Dave. Speaking of Daves. Hello, Dave from Cottesmore. Welcome to the stream. Scott Malcolm, good evening. Welcome to the stream. And so today I'm going to get on in a minute. How are we doing? Shall we give it a few more minutes? Hello, Dave Gilmore. Welcome to the stream. Emo8765 from Tinsley. Welcome. Yes, I know my place. My place is in the home. That's where my place is. Paul from Galcombe Hall, welcome to the stream. Yeah. But to be fair, it's. I'd like to go to Taunton, but I am actually going, so we're going to be talking about, well, I'm going to a few places. That's one of the topics we'll be covering tonight. And we'll also be covering maybe possibly a bit of the layout. Um, Peter Hampton from Denmark, that is correct. Right, okay, yes, I remember. There's a layout on here called Hampton Model Railways, and I can't remember. I wasn't sure if it was you or not, so I thought I'd ask. Right, so I guess we'll get on with it. And let me just make sure I'm sorted myself out. So I wanted to talk about. Actually, I'm glad Steve Smith is on the line because it's a bit of a coincidence. Actually, he put something up on Facebook the other day, and me and Steve are quite good friends on Facebook. Well, we are good friends on Facebook, aren't we, Steve? And he was talking about an exact article that I was talking about, and it's called "On the Shed." Yes, and this is edition number 2. There is editions 1 and 3, and I think Steve said he back ordered issue 1. Yes, they are brilliant magazines. Now, I don't know whether your reasons for calling them brilliant. Oh, you've got all 3 now. I don't know whether they're the same reasons why I've got it. My reason for buying this particular magazine, I know it's back to front, but basically it's the quality of the magazine. It's got some fantastic footage, photographs I should say, in it, and it's also got track plans in it, and it's really good if you're doing depots, if you're doing depots and things like that. But what I actually like about these magazines is actually the quality of the photographs, and I'm also looking at because my layout is basically primarily backdated 80s, late 70s, sort of green blue is the main sort of theme. This is great material for, like, if you're trying to work out tracks and things like that. You're looking at it, you're kind of looking what's available, what sort of signals they were using at the time, what sort of infrastructure was there at the time, what sort of wagons was being used at the time. Hello, Gary from Cheeky Tech, and it's an absolute brilliant magazine. It really is. It's about £7.90. I think I paid £7.90. I actually come across this by pure chance in WH Smith's, and it's got some fantastic material. And like I said, if you're modelling sort of the BR Blue period, or you're modelling the backdated stuff, it's really insightful information with great. The photographs are just absolutely immense. I mean, they're just really great quality pictures. Like I said, reference materials. Like I said, sort of cars that are around of the period, the infrastructure that was there, all that kind of stuff. That if you're trying to create a kind of like a really kind of prototypical layout. I mean, obviously everyone's different. I mean, some people just, will just throw old with new, and I'll run whatever I like, and that's all well and good. Do you know what I mean? Because it's each to their own at the end of the day. It's called, yes, it's called on Shed, yes, and this is actually issue 2. I haven't actually seen issue 1 or 3, but I believe that Steve Smith actually has got all 3, and so yeah. So I really wanted to talk about this because this is so absolutely brilliant. This is fantastic magazine. It really is. Another magazine I wanted to talk about is it's this one. I've got this one also from WH Smith's by pure chance. Now, this particular magazine I'm going to talk about is a must. I must get the other 2. Right. Yeah, I'm going to get onto that, Anthony, because that's the other one that's on my list here. But what I wanted to talk to you about next is this particular magazine, which is an English Electric Class 50 Type 4s, and Class 50s, as many of you will know, are my favourite locomotives of all time. They really are. I mean, like I said, they're right up there with the HST for me, and again, the reference material you'll get in this magazine the photography is absolutely superb. I mean, it really is. And if you love Class 50s, this really is a fantastic piece. And I'm basically doing a bit of homework because there is an event up at Kidderminster, which is the 50s at 50, and I am booked to go up there. Yes, I am. Yeah, they're really good, Dan Antonio R. Smiths. So yeah, So Severn Valley Railway are doing 50s at 50, and the lineup of the Class 50s, which I was just looking at just before I came on air, and I'm going to see if I can get the page up, and I'll read you what they've got going on. So this is really is a mixed bag of a stream. It's just a bit of information here and there, and also there might be a bit of a layout update because there's obviously some bits that I've done on the layout as well. So let me just tell you, if I can get this page up. There's a number of 50s that are going to be going. I think they were aiming for 10, and now the Class 50s that are going to be there, like I said, if you are a Class 50 lover, you've got 50007, which is Hercules, and that will be in the BR Blue livery. Thunderer I've got actually as a Hornby locomotive, which is in the Engineers Blue with the grey roof. You've also got Valiant, which is 50015, which I believe is in the Dutch livery. And that was the livery it has carried, but I'm not sure if it's still going to be in that, but I think it might be. Royal Oak, that's going to be, which is 50017, which is going to be in the NSC livery. Indomitable also will be in the NSC livery, but that is apparently subject to completion of some work, so that might not make it, but I'm hoping it will do. Hood, which is 50031, which is, in my view, in what I call the Marmite livery, which is the intercity livery, which is you either love it or you hate it. I personally hate it on Hood. That's because it looks nice, but the 50s never carried it. So from my point of view, I just think it's a little bit on the fake side. I'd rather it carried its large logo blue. But that's just my own personal opinion. But I'm not really into, yeah, exactly. I'm not into that intercity livery. Never wore it. It was never brought into service. So I'd rather see Hood put back into its BR large logo livery. But I suspect at the Severn Valley it will be in the intercity livery. Glorious will be there, 50033, and that should be in the NSC livery. Ark Royal, I think, also might be NSC, I'm not sure. Exeter, I believe, is in its original BR Blue livery, and then there's Defiance, which is 50049, which is also, should be, which if you had seen me and Dave out and about doing the live stream of the 50s, basically we saw Hercules and Defiance, and that will be in a large logo livery, although I kind of wish it was back in its rail freight livery. And hello Kev, welcome to the stream. And 50050, which is Fearless, and that's the other one that's going to be on. Scott Malcolm, you agree looks better in a large logo. What 031 Hood. So I'm booked to go on the Thursday. It runs between the 4th, 5th and 6th of October, which is only a few weeks away now. I've already booked my train tickets. I'm planning on going up on the Thursday. I'm hoping because to go up on the Thursday because I'm hoping it's going to be the quieter day, and also because my weekend is kind of, well, it's booked up anyway. In my opinion, what would you think Class 50 show should be looking for my local railway exhibition? Basically, if you can afford to go for a Hornby super detailed one, I would go for one because they are absolutely exquisite. The super detailed one are absolutely brilliant. Hornby have done a fantastic job on recreating the Hornby on recreating the Class 50. I have to say it's probably one of their best jobs that they've done. I really think they captured the 50 to a point. It was actually to a T. It looked so beautiful. And so if you could get a Hornby super detailed one, I would do that. Also, but obviously Lima ones are obviously a lot cheaper, and they're probably, and there are also more of them. But in saying that, I think Hornby seem to be on a bit of a mission to get all 50/50s out, because there's a number of them already. There's been a load already released, and they still keep releasing the Hornby 50. So I think they know they're onto a good one. The only thing is, I'd like to see Hornby actually release a TTS sound chip for it if possible, just to see what it's like. In the blue or green, it's totally your own personal preference. I have both. In fact, I think I've got about 850s in my fleet, and they are all Hornby. They are really really good. Like I said, I've got Agincourt to hand, and I'll show you when I do the layout update. I'll show you my Class 50, one of them in the blue. Good evening, Richard from New Junction, and welcome to the stream. Yeah, I think even if you just run ultra modern stuff, to have a Class 50 on your layout, I mean, it's like a heritage diesel, and like Scott Malcolm said. Was it Scott Malcolm? Somebody said it was bulletproof just a minute ago. No, it's Kev Bygrave said it was absolutely, and they are I love my 50s. I've got, like I said, I've got about 7 or 8 of them. I can't remember exactly how many, and hopefully at the Class 50 event, if they actually are selling Hornby Class 50s, I'm hoping that I might be able to buy one whilst I'm out there, just to commemorate the 50s at 50 event, to actually say that this is my Hornby Class 50 that I bought there, and that's something that I really want to do. So that's going to be the 4th, 5th and 6th of October. Like I said, I'll be going on the Thursday. I'm hoping that maybe I might be able to meet 1 or 2. Not quite, no, Susanna today, just me. Dave is watching. Dave is here in spirit. He's here in spirit. He's not here. I haven't got a male blow-up doll or anything like that for it, to represent him or anything like that. It's just a blank space. So he's here. He's here in spirit. Now, one of the other things I wanted to talk about, that was another magazine, is I wanted to talk about this magazine, which is the Hornby magazine, this month's edition. Yeah, Dave is supervising. Yeah, he's supervising my stream to make sure I don't say anything. And the reason for this, that I'm showing you this, is really mainly, I'm not going to spoil it too much for you. All I'm going to say is it's got it's basically got the Great Electric Train Show double spread on it, which I have to show you. I won't show you the rest of it because I'll let you guys read into it, and it's basically doing a double spread on it, and on the next page as well, and it'll tell you all the layouts that are attending. And one of the ones, yes, I am working tomorrow. Yes, bright and early and bushy-tailed, not. And one of the layouts that I'm really, really keen on seeing, and there is a lot of them that I'm keen on seeing, but particularly I am keen on seeing New Haven Harbour. And the reason for wanting to see New Haven Harbour is actually it's quite an old layout now. It's been around for a long, long time. I've actually got it on DVD. That's how old it is. But it was always back in the day, before the real kind of YouTube kicked in and everything like that. It was really one of the layouts when I saw on the DVD that I thought, wow, that's such a cracking layout. And it's actually still exhibiting. And it's New Haven Harbour, and it's Southern Region from the 1970s, and it's double O gauge. Yeah, Dave doesn't want to do my park and ride duty tomorrow. No, I've got my alarm clock set. So yes, so that is going to be. So that's one of the highlights. I mean, there's many more to look at. In terms of the modern image, you're looking at Oakley Green here, Talbot Lane, and there's many more. I mean, and this all covers all sorts of gauges and all sorts of, I mean, I've never actually been before, but I'm looking forward to going because Milton Keynes isn't a million miles from me. I'm not really too sure. Me and Dave have had Rails, I should say, had a little discussion over it. So I'm not sure if he's still available or not. I don't know. Maybe he can let us know. So we're working on that to see whether or not he'll attend. But I'm looking to go. I'm not sure what day yet. It could be it's either day at the moment. It's either Saturday or Sunday because I'm in sort of liaison with a few people in terms of for them. Yes, see, there you go. Dave, are you available both days or one particular day? I did briefly talk to him, but I can't remember what he actually said. Well, there you go, Keith. I'm not sure yet. That's the thing. I suppose I can. Hello, Creeping Jane. Welcome to the stream. Maybe Dave can let me know what day he's available, and we'll go basically as a tag team, kind of wrestling duo, you know. And so yeah, he's available 9 days a week, 24 hours a day, 9 days a week. Well, yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, I wanted to go to Milton Keynes also because I felt that, like I said on my last stream, the Southern exhibitions are more kind of difficult to get to, obviously, for some of you guys who are living either central or northern, whereas Milton Keynes is a little bit easier for everybody to get to. So I'm hoping to, not only because I want to go there because it's quite a big show that I've never been to, but also it might be easier to meet some of you. And I've already had train to Clapham Junction, then on to Milton Keynes. So that's the route. So Dave's just giving us the route. I've already had the pleasure of meeting so many of you already. I've met Tony Northeastern, Fred from Wilbury Castle, Gary from Cheeky Tech, Creeping Jane I've met, and so many more others that I've met. My apologies if I've missed anyone out. I've met Dave from Dave's Railway Adventures. So that was a great privilege. And so yeah, so I've met so many people already, and I'd like to meet some more. And you know, just to say hello, really. Charlie at Chadwick, of course. Charlie at Chadwick, yes. Last time out, Charlie at Chadwick, yes. And I had a very insightful conversation, as I told you on my last stream. So 13th and 14th, I'm still planning on going on. I also have a couple of other events. One of them is to go to Fareham. I have been in conversation with Tony at Tony Northeastern, and he is going on the Sunday, and he's another dear friend of mine. We've become really good friends, along with many of you already that are on here. You know who you are. So we'll be doing Fareham on the Sunday, the 7th of October. And if I'm up for it, which I'm not sure, but penciled in, is Folkestone, which is the east end of England, southeast. On the 6th, which is the day before, I'm not sure. The reason why I mentioned Folkestone is it's actually a memory lane journey for me. Yes, it was. I really enjoyed meeting you, Dave. We had some good times. Yeah, it was really great. Folkestone is the 6th of October and the 7th. But that will obviously, because I'm going to Fareham on the 7th, it would have to be on the 6th if I go. That is really a trip for memory lane for me. When I was a young kid, young lad, shall we say, I used to do my railway exhibitions quite regularly when I lived at home in London. And basically I used to take a coach, and I used to get on the coach to all these different places around the country because it was cheap and it was easy for me to get to from Victoria. And Folkestone was one of those places that I went to it was a great exhibition at the time from my memory, and it's kind of something I'd quite like to do again. I'm not sure if whether that'd be too much, so yeah, that's only penciled in. The reason why I say it is because I'm doing the 50s and 50 on the 4th, so I'm going via London. So when I come back from London, I'm going to be staying in London, and I was thinking whilst I'm staying in London maybe for a day or two, that I might sort of jot out and do a few other railway journeys and use London as my base as opposed to my base here in the Basingstoke area. So and I was kind of thinking that maybe I might go to Folkestone on the Saturday and come back home on the Saturday night and then go on to Folkestone, onto Fareham. So I'm not sure about that. It might happen. Also, I've also been in discussion with Dave over my much delayed trip to the Isle of Wight. I'm hoping to drag him along with me if he's up for it. But obviously I'm going to be on holiday, but he isn't. So obviously the days are going to be dictated by when he's got time off. So, but I've been meaning to. That's been a video I've been meaning to do for a long, long time. Go on the Javelin if I do to Folkestone, I'm assuming. Is that from King's Cross or St Pancras, or where do I catch that from? Yes, I am. What? Yes, I am. I'm just trying to. They. Oh right, okay, right, okay. So yes, to go on the javelin. Well, I hope to. I haven't really St Pancras. Right, okay. Yeah, that might be a good trip. I mean, I don't know how expensive that is. Um, hello, John 6667. Yeah, I can understand that. And Anita Jones, welcome also to the stream. Excuse me. So just a quick recap before we move on. On Shed, fantastic magazine. Cracking information, and like I said, if you're modelling sort of like late 70s, 80s BR blue, sort of green, even steam, there's some fantastic quality pictures to give you inspiration, to give you ideas, and yeah, it is fantastic to do that, to buy that actually. Isle of Wight, yes, Dave's up for Isle of Wight, so he'll let me know what days he's available, and then we'll take it from there. There's also mag out on train formations from 1970s up. Thank you, Scott, for that. Also, like I said, the Hornby magazine. I bought my on shed magazine from W.H. Smith's. Excuse me. Basically, it was just purely by chance. I was loitering with intent in W.H. Smith's, and I come across this magazine. And I thought, ooh, that looks interesting. And I had a little butcher's at it, and I thought, well, yeah, we'll give that a go. So like I said, on Hornby magazine also, and that's got, it's actually really good actually. It's got some fantastic stuff in it this month, and like I said, it has got all the details that you need if you'd like to go to the Great Electric Train Show. It gives you all the details as to where it is. If you want to buy it online, buy your tickets in advance, I should say, online. So it gives you all that information that you need there. And my last magazine is for all Class 50 lovers, which is me, and I think I could safely say Dave. This magazine is well, it's a book really. It's just, yeah. I was quite lucky to come across this, and again I come across this from Smith's, and it's a really good quality book. So yeah, it's cost £9.99, but the quality of the pictures, and like I said, just the reference material you'll get in it is well worth the money. Right. From Kelsey's shop, yes. Well, on the shed, I take it, Steve Smith. Right, has anyone got anything else they'd like to add before we kind of move on? Right, okay, cool. Right, I'm going to now, bear with me for just one moment. I'm just going to put you onto my iPad, because then we're going to go just a little walkabout. In fact, it's not very far, but we're just going to do a little brief layout update as to what I've been doing. And let me just get this up so I can then monitor the chat whilst I'm not looking at the big screen, because at the moment I've got you all on the big screen, so I don't have to start straining the eyesight. Right, so let's go for a little walkabout. Right. Okie dokie. Oh, right, okay. Let's go back. Right, here we are. There's the layout. Right, one of the first things I've been up to, I haven't actually done a huge amount, to be honest. I've been running some trains, but I have done a few bits and pieces here and there. Like I briefly mentioned on the last video, I put in this back scene, and this is a Pico back scene, and I cut the sky out and basically did a Tony Northeastern, and it's worked out absolutely great. I'm really pleased with that. And it's all stuck down. It's stuck down. I used just PVA, and it's still stuck down. It doesn't seem to be curling or anything like that. And there wasn't any bubbles in it, so I was really pleased with the way that came out. Thank you, Scott Malcolm. Yeah, I'm really pleased with the way that came out, actually. Some more finer detail that we have going on here. I've added, I don't know if you can see it, I've added some point levers. These are called Dorna Plus point levers, manual point levers. I've also added some speed restriction signs. There's one there. That come off of eBay, I think that did. There was a pack that came from eBay, which I bought. If we go further down, which I'm going to attempt without hitting myself. Oh yeah, the other thing I did is I put some signage here. My apologies for the shadows. And my 68 is back online. It seems to be running really, really well. Yeah, actually, Kev, it's been running really well. Although I did have a little funny turn with it yesterday. It seemed that every time it was running and it stopped and I slowed it down, it used to automatically go into the AWS self-test sequence mode because it's got sound. But it turns out that I must have when I reset it again on the product. I run the Prodigy here, and it's the Prodigy Express. So I pressed the same function key again, and either it must have been reset or it must have been stuck. But I seem to have reset it, so it's fine now. But yeah, it's running really sweet now. I'm after all the hassle that I've had with this particular locomotive, and all you guys know, it's now running sweet. Touch wood. Where did you get the point levers from? I got them from my local model shop. Hello, Tim from Scrapline Model Railway. Good evening. And I got them, and it's a company called Dorner Plus. That's the company that makes it. It's either Dorner Plus or Dawn Plus, something like that. And basically, they do point levers. I've actually got some ground signals to put in, which I haven't done yet. Is your ScotRail, Anita, do you have sound on your ScotRail 68? So the next one that's on shed currently is my 47. And this 47, oh, okay, Anita. This one also has got sound in it. It's got TTS sound in it, but it was playing up. But thanks to Charlie over at Chadwick Model Railway, he got me inspired to have another go at sorting this out, and thankfully I've now sorted out the issues that I've had with it. The issue that I had with it was a speaker issue, not a chip problem, which I thought was, and I was cursing Hornby for their TTS chip, so I apologise to them because it wasn't actually their chip on this occasion. It was the speaker, and it wasn't their speaker. It was a speaker that I put in to try and get some better sound in it, and it turns out that it was a dud. I've also got my little one for Gary over at Cheeky Tech. There you go. Ah, everyone say ah to Gary. Ah, he loves his little shunters. And this one, I love this one actually. It runs sweet. It's lovely. Yeah, Gary's in love with the shunter. It does. It runs absolutely. It was a pig to put a DCC chip in it. It really is horrible to put a chip in these things because there really isn't any room. I've got my Class 66 Evening Star in the background, and I've also got 47. Now this is my Hornby Class 50. And it's next to my Teddy, and this 50 is awesome. It's got sound in it, and I do love it in a bit plain BR blue. Actually, I think Dave Gilmore, are you still online? Because James DMU put up a video about, I think it's called the Willows, which I think you went to see, and there was a dirty grubby 50 on there, which I loved, with the double arrows on the side. I would love to get a 50 like that. My 50 is actually the standard Agincourt Class 50, the BR Blue super detailed Hornby. One of the things I would say as a guide with these 50s is be very careful removing bodies off the 50 because of these louvres here. And if they catch and you catch them the wrong way, they will split and break. I've already had that happen to me already, and I had to go to Peter Spares to repair one of my other 50s, and it was a lesson learnt. So just instead of lifting it at an angle, just lift it straight up. It's got 4 clips in the center of the on the center of the body, 2 on either side, and you just lift it up. But you have to remember to take out the this cable here, because that is connected from the body to the chassis. So you need to remove that cable without damaging the steps. And that's something also, if you're going to buy second-hand, yeah, it's a super detailed one. If you are going to buy a second-hand example off of eBay, the things to check are that it's got the buffers and the steps on the side, because the steps are always the ones that go. Yeah, do you know what 50 I mean, Dave Gilmore? Because I saw that and I thought, oh, that looks so beautiful, nicely weathered. I mean, this is a pristine blue one. Actually, let me just, I shouldn't do this, but we'll pull her out so we can get a closer look at her. Oh, wicked. Oh, well done, Philip. So you found the videos that Dave and I put up useful. Oh, that's fantastic stuff. I'm glad that really brings a lot of joy to me. I'm glad. So yeah, this is the 50. This is, like I said, a super detail. Like I said, these are individuals, these louvres, and like I said, you catch these the wrong way, and you basically you can break these off so easily, and they are a real pain to put back together if you've ever tried to. So I didn't even bother. I got a spares off of Peter Spares and I had to respray it. Also, with these things, if you buy a brand new one, I found that Ajax was my latest one, which was my brand new one, my last one that I bought. Not only did it have clips, but it seemed to be glued. Hornby, I think, glued them or put black tack on it or something, and it was quite difficult to get it off. So just be patient with it. But that's done. Another thing along the layout, as we move from my 50, I put an emergency exit on my. That's something else I did to add a little bit of detail. I put a little emergency exit on my warehouse, and I've also bricked up one of the windows. I haven't finished of it before anyone points out. I know it hasn't got any railings on it, so somebody can easily get killed coming down those stairs. But yeah, I haven't quite done that yet. But you get the gist. The roof detail, right? That's the roof detail here. Yeah, I love. Yeah. Oh, I need to speak to you, Tim, about getting some locos weathered, especially. I'd love to have a grubby 50. Now, on this one, I took the fan out of this 50 because it's got a speaker underneath it, and basically, in order to get the speaker in, you have to take off the roof assembly, which is not a big thing because it's just held on by 4 screws. I think it's actually 2 screws and then 2 clips, so it just pops right out. But in order to get the speaker in there, I had to remove the actual roof fan itself, which is like a red fan that goes underneath that would normally be on there. It was the same for my 47. The 47 also had, as you could probably see, that it's got a speaker underneath. It did have fans. Obviously, I've kept the fans in a separate packet, but they did have fans on them. But obviously, in order to facilitate putting in the speaker, I took the fans out. And here's my little teddy. Oh, he's cute. Right, we're going to walk around the layout because I also did some more work around the back. So, if you see anything you like, tell me to stop. And because nothing's really changed down at this end. It's all still the same. Yeah, weathered Banger Blue 50. Yeah, definitely a weathered 50. Well, any weathered locos, to be honest, but as long as they're weathered right, look great. So I'm going to take you around the back because I've done some work here around the back. So here we are at my fiddle yard, which looks relatively tidy. I had a spare 3-way point, so I've added that in order to accommodate this extra siding here. So that's something else I've done. That was a job that I did today. Another little job I did today was I've put up this shelf, and this is going to be to house some locos so I can keep them to hand. And I've just got an old towel there that I just thought I'd put on top, and that would just protect the wheels. So like I said, my 73 is on there at the moment. Yeah, it does work. Yeah, it works really well. Yeah, I was testing it with my 68 and with my 37. And my 37 is probably like my 50, probably my longest locomotive, and they fit in there. But even so, like I said, you can use them for things like the 20. So I've got my little wagons going on here. I haven't found my other ones yet, and the other thing I do is just to give you a show. This is a Pico back scene. Yeah, exactly. No, don't worry. So then we've got this. This is a Pico back scene, and just to show you what I've done, what it looks like. No, I'm doing that manually. The motors on the turntable are way too loud for my liking. So this is what a Pico back scene looks like, sort of straight out. As you can see, I've kind of cut it in half. And so what I did is I did an outline and I cut out all the bits that I wanted to keep, and it looks like this. So as you can see, that's how it looks like once you cut it all out. And then after I've just stuck that, that's what I did with the warehouse inside. So I've done that. So just to show you, because that's still here. I haven't actually fitted this one on yet. I might still fit that, but I need to get some more walling. That's why I haven't fitted it yet, because otherwise it'd be like in the sky. So I haven't done that yet. So I need to get some more cards to make some more walling. Right. So back to layout we go. Oh, right. What the idea for the Pico back scene, Tim? Right. That was from Tony Northeastern. I've stopped using the double slip, Kev, because I found out in the end I didn't really use it or didn't really need it. So basically I just stopped using it, and I basically wanted to keep the track relatively simple. So I didn't want to overly complicate it, to be honest with you. And it seems to be running really, really well at the moment. I mean, there's still loads of stuff to do with the layout. I'm going to probably get another running session done soon. But yeah, that's pretty much the whole kind of update. How long have we been going? Probably about 40 minutes or so. So I don't know if anyone wants to say anything or ask anything, because that's pretty much all I have to say and keep you. Thank you, Anthony. It's come on really, really well. It's come on leaps and bounds. And like I said, because I sort of live in this space here, it's like I said, I don't want, like I said, disrespect anybody if you've got a shed or if you've got a loft or anything. It's just because it's to hand. And sometimes you get home, and you kind of sometimes go, oh, I can't be bothered to go to the shed, or I can't be bothered to go to the loft. So obviously having the layout to hand, it means that I could be watching YouTube, catching up on your on your videos, and maybe doing something on in the background or whatever, or maybe just watching some evening telly or whatever, and you're just sort of sitting here just chilling out doing something. Yeah, well, about kind of Creeping Jane, you're talking about the staggering of the back scene. I can't really do much with the back scene because I don't have much clearance. I've only literally got about a few inches, and so therefore that will basically wipe out the road if I do that, because there's only about 3 or 4 inches between the back scene and the front of the road. So basically I can't really do that, because that will just, so as much at the time at Swindon I thought, oh, why didn't I do that? But when I got home I realised why I didn't do it. It's because literally I didn't have no wriggle room to work with, in terms of I didn't have that depth, because the layout was quite narrow. It's only about, I think it's just under 2 feet wide. So it's 13 foot by just under 2 feet wide. So there really wasn't much space, which is why that when it does eventually get extended, I'd like to do more scenics as opposed to more track work. Oh yeah, no, it still looks great. Yeah, exactly. I'm really pleased with it, to be honest with you. I think the backdrop, the way I've done it, I noticed that another one of my subscribers was having issues with their back scene, and they were using, I think it's ID back scenes or something like that, one of the photographic ones that they've been using. But he'd had so many issues with it, and he tried to have another go at it, and he's decided just to pack it in, and he's now gone for a plain blue painted sky blue back scene, which, to be honest with you, in my view, at least you know where you stand with that. But like I said, this technique that I've used on this back scene is just so simple. and I think it's more effective than if you have a plain sky blue backscene. I think it does actually work a little bit better in my opinion, but then again, that's only my opinion. I guess on the screen it might come out slightly different, but you can definitely see if you're here live, you can definitely see that there's a difference between a plain blue black scene and just kind of sprayed over lightly misted blue black scene. It's well worth it. I mean, if you've got some scrap wood or MDF or something, even if you've got a spare piece of Conti board or whatever, and you've got a bit of just to, it doesn't even matter of the colour. You could just spray it on and just to see the effect, because that's what you want to see. You want to see the effect. So even if you had I don't know, white background, and well, the thing is, Dave, you can't really go wrong. To me, you can't go wrong with painted back scenes because they're not going to crease, they're not going to bubble, and all the rest of it. So yeah. So I think it's come out really, really well, and I guess it's all about experimenting and see how far your skills are. You know, some if you're not confident, then you know you might think it's too much, but then again, the fuel tanker holder. Let me see. Let me just brilliant in grey. Oh, what you mean? You mean this bit here? Let me see if I can show you. I don't know if it's this bit here. I hope so. Yes, indeedy. Yeah, that's come out. That was, like I said, that's completely out of the scrap bin. That is complete scrap. All bits and pieces that I've had docking about, and it's amazing what you can do with. Oh, really? Bubbles come away. Yeah. Well, if you know, like I said, Tim, to me, and I've seen people do it, and there are some fantastic layouts out there. One of them actually is going to be at the Great Electric Train Show, which is the Vale of Oxbury. Oh, this, Dave. Yeah, the Vale of Oxbury is uses I think it uses some kind of vaccine. I don't know if it's ID. And it is basically, oh, you mean the fuel storage tank? Oh, okay. Hang on, I'm trying to have that. Right, let's have a quick little scoot round. Hang on a sec, folks. Oh. Are we talking about this one here? All right, okay, yeah. Well, I didn't like the Mirko one. It seemed a bit in my face, to be honest, with the big Mirko sticker, and I just didn't quite like it. So yeah, we got there in the end. So I had some gunmetal paint and spray. That's also just Halford's primer, I think, or something. Wilco's primer, something like that. So yeah, so that. Yeah, it looks a lot better like that, because then that way you can backdate it and use it to whatever era you want. There's no signage on it to say, oh, it's a particular period or anything like that. Right. All right, let's go back over here. Right, that's it. Yeah, so going back to the Mr. Deltix Molorez, good evening. Yeah, so the back scenes, yeah, the Vale of Oxbury have done a fantastic job with their back scenes, and I've always said about ID back scenes, they are absolutely fantastic. But as long as you get them right, if you get them right, they're absolutely superb. But if you've got bubbles and creases and everything, you know, then you're sort of scavenging for buildings and trees to cover up all the discrepancies and everything like that. And to be honest with you, I wasn't overly confident. And also, like I said before, on Behringer, I had various layouts. I had the layout where it was at one point, then I extended it this way, then I extended it that way, and then it never really blended in, and then it looked wrong and it looked off. No. Like I actually use Wilco stuff. Wilco stuff is cheaper than if you're gonna buy spray primer, don't get it from Halfords. Go to Wilco's, because Halfords are about £7.99, £8.99, something like that. If you go to Wilco's, it costs me £4.50 or £5, so you save yourself quite a few quid there. So there's a top tip from the Queen Aline. And what is the next loco are you getting to get for my layout? There's, well, yeah, Yeah, well, as I said to Gary over at Cheeky Tech when we went to Swindon, and thank you to all those that went and all those that I met, because that was a fantastic time. Hi, David Atkins, welcome to the stream. We had a great time, it was brilliant. And I did say to Gary, as we were wandering around Kerno models, I want that. I want to get, there are 250s that I wanted to get. I am hoping, yeah, it was a great day out, Gary, and thank you for that. You're fantastic. Oh, right, okay. Oh, okay. To be honest with you, I used Wilco stuff, to be honest, and I don't have a problem with using Wilco's paints. In fact, the blue that's on there is a Wilco paint. It's a Wilco spray can, which cost me 450, and that's done the whole lot. Because you're not actually painting it, you're just misting it, so a little goes a long way. So that one can has done the whole layout, and I've still got plenty left in it. So yes, that's why I've used. So where were we? I completely forgot now. Is MDF safe to saw now? Outside, in a well ventilated area. No, you were right, David Atkins. No, you were the only one to mention it, the water scoop on the. Oh yes, Swindon Buy. That's where I was. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, when I go to the 50s at 50, I'm hoping they are selling some Hornby 50s because I really want to buy one to mark the occasion. And that one will have sound in it because I want to put sound on that one because it is going to be such a memory for me because I love 50 so much. And like I said, I just hopefully they will have some Hornby 50s for sale for me to sort of get me hands on. And if I go down on a Thursday, hopefully I'll have more to choose from. So that's kind of my plan. No, I won't be getting a hand 66 next year. I'm happy with all the 66s that I have on the layout. In fact, I was sort of considering maybe reducing my stock of 66s, but I do like them, and I do want to get them chipped up as well. That's another thing. I've got to get all these locos chipped up. There's so many to get chipped up, but I'm also going to go to our good auction site, which we all know and love. Go to eBay to get some Laserdec chips. They're a lot cheaper than buying Batman ones and Hornby ones. And I haven't had any. Make sure I ask for a celebrity discount. I don't think I'm that well known yet. And basically, for the price of one Batman, I can get two Laserdecks, and I haven't had any issues with the Laserdeck decoders that I have on them on my locos. I've got my 225s run on Laserdecks, DCC decoders, and so there's my regional railways 156. And that's how I got into the Laserdec DCC because that was the chip that was given to me, and I put that on the one, and I haven't had any issues with it. Whereas I had issues with some of the Hornby stuff and also some of the Batman. I lost the memory on my Batman chip as well. I think it was it was a Batman chip that was on my 101. So I've had to reset that a couple of times, and the green one is okay at the moment. I don't know, but I need to check the blue one. Yes, Dave, you can have my autograph tomorrow when I sign the defect card, or when I sign in tomorrow. Right, okay. To be honest with you, Philip, I really, yeah, £5 PayPal, Dave. Philip, I don't actually know how to do any repairs, especially when it comes to the steam locomotives. I really wouldn't know. I don't know if anyone has any ideas on how to help Philip with his tender drive on his King George V. If anyone's got any ideas on how to help him. Oh, right, okay. And John's used 6. See, it really is horses for courses, really. Some people have different experiences with different chips. I haven't had any such issues with lace DCC chips at all yet, and hopefully, touch wood, I won't. But yeah, I guess I don't know really. It's like you kind of spend your money, takes your choice really. So yeah, engage 6-pin decoders. Ooh. That sounds tricky, John, I have to say. So yeah. So anyway, right, we're going to leave it there because we've been nearly an hour. And I hope you've enjoyed the stream and tonight's stream. Like I said, had traction issues with 21 pin motors and has fitted lens instead. See, that's what I'm saying. You know, it depends on your choices and it depends on your budget. Uh, so you know, it really is a kind of minefield out there. You know, you can buy, you can spend. There's no guarantees of anything. So yes. So yeah. So don't forget, anyone who's interested, it's going to be Ferrum on the 7th of October. Also, yeah, I won't be. I'm going to be. Like, he's throwing me off now. I'm also going to be at the Great Electric Train Show, but again, that's going to be. I'm not sure yet. We'll probably announce it um, on nearer the time. Again, if you put it in the comments if you are intending to go to the Great Electric Train Show, which day you're planning on going, and we'll see where the Lord of the Land is and where it lies. Like I said, Dave wants to go, but I'm not sure whether he can do both days or just one day or the other. I'm not really too sure. So that's still up for the debate in terms of what day we're going on that. And also, like on the 4th of October, I'm going up to Kidderminster to the Severn Valley Railway, so that's going to be another video. And also, there might be some bonus footage whilst I'm in London somewhere along the line. And Dave has said that he'd like to go to the Isle of Wight with me. So, I'm not. No, I'm not going to Worley because basically it's too much for me in terms of it's a bit too far and well, not necessarily too far, but it's from what I gather, it's a bit too much in terms of a lot of people are going to be there. So I'd rather try and do the Great Electric Train Show. I'm not going to be able to do both, but I'd like to do the Great Electric Train Show. So I'm hoping to bump into quite a number of you. So like I said, if you are planning on going, it might be quite helpful just to pop it in the comments and say which day you're likely to go. And then we'll see, we'll try and work around it to see if we can accommodate everybody. Yeah, are you going to Kidderminster, Tim? Because I mean, like I said, I'm going on the Thursday. I mean, I know it's probably not. Oh, okay, what day are you going up? Because I'm trying to go on the Thursday because I want it to go on there. Yeah, Cheeky Tech's so famous now. He's flying to Worley. Yeah, yeah. I will say hello to Marcus. Just give me a nudge nearer the time. Probably the Saturday. Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, again, I believe that there's a Philip. If I'm not wrong, there's an exhibition, isn't there, in Warrington soon? I'm sure I read somewhere. Because I did look at that, but I can't go. Um, Stagecoach has kindly offered to give me some work that weekend, so I can't do that. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, I thought it. I'm sure because it was on. I was looking at Hornby magazine, and it did say on the back of it that there is something going on in Warrington. Oh, well, you get knocked in the head with like people's backpacks. Yeah, that would be Gary then. Yeah, Gary. Yeah, Gary wanders around with a backpack. Yeah, yeah. He starts knocking into people. I heard that. Yeah. And Lee in 2 weeks. That's Lee in 2 weeks. Isn't that isn't that where Keith CSX Renterville? Isn't that where you're exhibiting? I think. Right. Right. Okay. So that's pretty much covered everybody. We're going to end up being here all night at this rate. Um, so yeah. So basically, you download the dates, and the Ferrum is going to be on the 7th. Like I said, there's going to be some other stuff. Oh, Lee next weekend. So there's two versions, is there? Yeah. Well, I'd like to go to. To be honest with you, it's on my to-do list for next year. I would like to go further afield and try and catch up with more of you, and actually go on some different trains. It's by Creeping Jane. So yeah, have a good night. So yeah, next year, my next year's resolution. Can you believe we're coming up to Christmas soon? It's not too far off. First, it's my birthday, by the way, soon. Um, anyway, so yeah, so my New Year's resolution next year is to go further afield with my exhibitions and try and just try and meet more of you and try and do something different, ride different trains, do different things like that. So yeah, so anyway, So I'd like to say to everybody, thank you once again for making it such a fabulous stream. Thank you for your input. Thank you for your time, and thank you for watching. And until the next time, as always, love you lots from Sherfield and Loddon and the Basingstoke area. The only person who's going to see me is going to be Dave tomorrow, if he's in tomorrow morning. But other than that, it's until the next time. It's bye from Ringwood South. Bye. Bye bye.